My X account needs X Premium to stream. The hell you say? The hell you say? Let's try that again. It does have. Oh my goodness. Well, shit. What? So frustrating. Hello. Well, hi. Good morning. A fine way to start off. One of my restream channels for X, Twitter, whatever, it's not working. Unfortunate. So let me see if I can fix that real quick, and then we'll start talking about what we're gonna do today. I think I'm gonna need to like remove it and add it again, or maybe it's like I edited my profile, so now I have to wait until they approve my edit. I don't know. Maybe I won't mess with this right now. I'll mess with this later. I don't want to mess with this thing right now. This is like not fun. Under review. Okay. Fine. Screw you guys. That window. Go to the chat over here. Oh, and this thing isn't loading. Load, you son of a... Alright, first you turn off. And you reload. Aha. Hello, good morning. Okay. Let's do this thing. Oh, what are we going to do today? We got a lot. We got a lot to cover. Let's start talking about it. So today, close like this. Whoop! Lost my guy. Today, we'll do RTB again. I think we're gonna do that every day for a while. Which is Rose Thorn Bud. And every day I'm going to explain it, but I'll explain it a little bit less. We're going to explain it. And then we're going to do it. Okay? I think I'm going to touch on the bot again. I finally put the bot, and we'll come back to that. We'll do the meta chat bot. Meta chat bot. It's in source control, so it's on GitHub now. We'll look at that, so if anyone wants to mess with it, they can mess with it. And then we're going to introduce a reply delay. So what was happening when I switched it to text-to-speech, I'm going to talk about it more when we get to there. But when I introduced text-to-speech, and that was the primary way that it would, talk, it kept interrupting me, it kept talking over me. So we need to figure out a way so that it won't start talking until it hears a break in my talking for a long enough period of time. And it's going to be I looked at it this morning, it's actually going to be a little bit tricky because there's some clever things going on inside some of the code. So we'll take a look at that. We're going to have to probably undo some cleverness. Okay. What else we got going? Oh, then we're going to get into Web3 stuff. Web3 stuff. So we'll talk about it a little bit, about what we're going to do and what we want to accomplish with it. Gosh, goals. You know what I'm gonna do this is talk about it. Goals. And then we're gonna start. We probably won't get that far, but we're gonna start on sort of the hello world of that. Hello Web3 world. It's a pretty busy day. It's a lot. Not sure how much we'll get to. We're going to do as much as we can. We're going to do the classical music again today. I was feeling that yesterday. Seems pretty okay today. Nothing got muted. I went back and checked. And even when it was playing, I don't even know what song. I don't know what the title of the song is. The song you always hear at weddings. I thought for sure that would trigger something. But it did not. No mutes. So that was good. And it's, pleasant enough. It's not a driving bass loop, but not the aha break. Is that what it's called? Aha. What is that thing called? Here, let me look it real quick. Drum and bass break. Drum and bass break. What is it called? Drum break loop. The Amen break. That's what it's called. The Amen break. Amen break. Yep, there's probably like there's a Wikipedia article. The Wikipedia article just on this one drum loop. Because all drum and bass is based on this one drum loop. Let's listen to it real quick. This probably will trigger something. Let's listen to it. A whole subgenre of music is based on that little snippet of music. All right. That was a weird tangent. Good day today. Good day yesterday. We'll go into it. All right, let's talk about RTV. Let's start with RTV. So, let's just do. I gotta clean up this new page action. I keep just creating new pages. Now I'm up to page 12. I just have this litany of old pages. I mean, I guess I could just keep going. It's fine. I guess I could just keep adding pages. But. All right, Rose Thorn Bud. Rose Thorn Bud. And once again, I'm going to give you the very quick version of this, because I already explained it. Hello, oh grass. Hi. So the very quick version of this is, this was adopted by my last company, Carmera, from Google as a way to share, have team members share about how things are going, both personally and professionally. Hated it at first, I love it now. And there are 3 groups of updates. Roses, good things. Thorns, bad things. Buds, things you're looking forward to. It's the super short version of it. Turn the music down? Oh, okay. Yep. Thank you for letting me know. How about that? I'm going to bring this back up here, too. I'm actually a little quiet, aren't I? Let's put this up. How about that? There we go. I wonder why my mic is so quiet. Yesterday, it was like I was in the red all day. And now I seem to be much quieter. Maybe I didn't need to do this thing. Hello, hello. Check, check, check. Okay. Fuss with that a bit more. If it's still a problem, let me know. There we go. All right, so Rose Thorn Bud. My rose. Good things. Let's just put under here. Good. Bad. Looking forward. So my rows. Yesterday, at the very end of the day, at the very end of the stream, we got the WebRTC back and forth working. So my plan to combine all the messages into one message worked great. So WebRTC, I'm going to call this like demo. Works. That works. Yay. I think that was the biggest like sort of work rows. Trying to think what was good about the day yesterday other than that. I mean, it was actually, the weather here is super nice. The weather in New York is amazing right now. It's like false fall. And so I was out playing with the dogs and just doing all kind of stuff outside. It was awesome. Very good day. And super nice today too. It's even chillier today. It's even more fall-like today. Very nice. Very pleasant. Thorn. I gotta think about this one because there's nothing I really want to complain about right now. I know. Despite the weather being amazing and I'm in a very good mood, everyone else around me seems to be in like weird moods. The dogs are extra misbehaving. The 10-year-old boy is being extra defiant. Things seem to be in a weird mood. So I'm going to go weird moods. But not me, I'm good. I'm feeling great. And then the bud. The bud today, I'm looking forward to shifting gears and diving into something new. That's always fun. It's slow. It takes time. But that's okay. But you're learning stuff and you're figuring stuff out and you get new ideas and get kind of excited. So that's fun. So shifting gears. And then I think I really want to get, you know what I'm going to put into Thorn too, is that the MetaChat bot, I can't seem to get it to be like right. Where I can just leave it running. Bot's still wonky. And I want it to be like something I can just leave running when I'm streaming. I want to be able to chat with it. I want it to be not annoying. I don't want it to say the same thing over and over. I want it to be fun. I have all these ideas for it to like start involving playing movie clips or TV clips, like quoted, Simpsons quotes and stuff, reacting to things I say. That would be super fun, but I got to get this first part dialed. So under bud, I'm going to say dialing bot. I'd say that's a pretty good update. That's where I'm at. All right, so what we're going to do next. Let's go back over here. So we did this, check. Now we're going to go back to the MetaChat bot. We're going to go to this one. Let's take a look. I have actually put it on GitHub. It's up on GitHub now. Along with other things. And I haven't put like a big README in here. I haven't documented it properly. I haven't spent a bunch of time making this like super friendly for other people to dive into it. But I think that the code is actually pretty good. The code itself, I'm pretty pleased with how it's put together. So if it's something you're interested in, have at it. I doubt very many people can use it because it's very specific to my setup. You would have to be like, oh, I happen to use Restream and I happen to use Twitch for one of those streams, and I'm good with going to buy an account on rev.ai to transcribe me, and I happen to have an OpenAI account, which I pay for API access. It's a lot of ifs. Probably not a lot of people doing that, but it's there if you want to play with it. And now it's in source control, so I won't accidentally blow it up, which is really the more important of the two things. All right, so what we're going to do, so that's this. What we're going to do is open this guy up. We're going to close this guy. We're going to open a new workspace. Where is this guy? He's in here. Okay. What are we building? We are working on a bot that will use ChatGPT and transcribing to interact with me on the stream when I am streaming. It works okay. We got text-to-speech working the other day, and now we are working on introducing a delay so that it doesn't talk over me, which is what it tends to do. And the way it works is it's driven off of the chat. So I can either have my transcript go into the chat or not, and the bot's talking can go into the chat or not. And so it can also interact with you as the chatter. You could say, hey, bot, this or that, and it will interact with you as well. So let's run it just to see what it does. Hopefully it actually runs. I was messing with it this morning. All right, hello, bot.
Oh, sure, because I totally have the power to create a whole knowledge repository just like that. Maybe next I can solve world hunger while I'm at it. But seriously, I'll do my best to help with what I've got. What do you need to know? Hello, potate_o_no. What's up? Enjoying the hacking WebRTC stream, I hope? Oh, you want to peek under the hood, hey? Well, potate_o_no hasn't exactly open sourced my glorious code.
That's not true.
You'll just have to bask in my snarky wisdom right here. Anything else I can help with?
See, it talks too much.
Oh, look at that. Potate_o_no calling me out. Guess I had it wrong. Potate_o_no, care to share where they can find my code? I'm sure they're just dying to read it.
All right. We're going to shut that down. I could do that. But when you ask it to do a completion, when you ask ChatGPT to do a completion, it tries to predict what would say next, what would be said next. And nothing is not something that it ever predicts. So the logic for it to not talk at all has to be written in my code. Now, I could maybe do something like, hey, do you think, in the prompt, hey, do you think the bot would reply here, yes or no? And I tried to do a little bit of that, but I wasn't getting great results. Reduce temperature? I haven't looked at that parameter, but I will show you where this code is. Hopefully that came through. More temperature is more creative, so often spews rando. Oh, I see. Like set the temperature higher so that it's what it says is has more variance. Yeah, that's actually a good call. I could do that. I may even have a parameter for that. Cool. What I want to do before I dive into that stuff, though, is I did. Did it not come through? I sent it on the restream chat, which then tried to resend it to all the other chats. So it should be on Twitch. But let me go to Twitch directly and see if I can't verify that. Oh, the harpsichord, huh? Yeah, there it is. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Yeah, there it is. Okay, cool. Oh, thank you. Yeah, so... Oh, thank you. My plan is to do as much as I can for this new company. This is my... technically the third company I've started and the fourth company I've been the CTO of. I'm not technically anything right now because it's not really a company, but presumably that's what I would be again. And I want to do as much of it as I can on stream. That's kind of the fun part. And it helps me keeps me motivated to actually do the work. Yeah, 0 to 1. Okay. So the next piece I wanted to do is the part that I'm doing transcription with is rev.ai, which, thanks for the follow. Thank you. I appreciate that. Is transcribing what I say as we go, and then I feed that into the chat. And I talked a little bit about this earlier, it does something kind of clever, or it's a little bit clever-ish, where we've got this microphone stream object, and that thing is trying to think of what the term is called. It acts like it's a generator. That's what I'm looking for. It's a generator. And so you just iterate on it, and then the client for rev.ai just iterates on that thing, and it spits out what I'm saying. And on the entry point for the bot as a whole, or just this part of it? Here, I can show you something. If you're looking for like kind of how the bot works, we can go back to this. This is a really bad diagram, but so chat comes through various places. We've got YouTube. This was supposed to be YouTube. I got erased. X, Twitter, Facebook, or Twitch, excuse me, Facebook. They come in through the Restream chat. That goes into the meta chat bot. And then that meta chat bot has two sort of sub-threads. One is the streamer, and one is the chat bot. The streamer is, me, and it's talking to rev.io, getting the transcriptions, and then it either can be configured to send them through Twitch, in which case they go through this full loop, and that's how it gets back into the bot. And you'll see what I'm saying puke into the chat. And I can turn that on so you can see it. And then, or if I don't want to puke into the chat and generate a bunch of chat messages, then I can have it skip that, and it'll insert the lines directly into the chat history that is in the bot, in the meta chat bot. So there's like a hidden section of chat. And that way, what I'm saying, the bot reacts to kind of like magic. Similarly, chatbot, it talks to ChatGPT, gets things to say, and either posts them through Twitch, in which case it gets all the way back, or it posts them sort of directly to the chat history. And then what I added most recently was the ability to also send it to text to speech, which is what we saw earlier. So this is just a little like hobby thing that I'm working on. I don't think I would ever productize this, but it is sort of like a fun little project that I'm working on. Look into LLMs with prompt caching, Claude and Gemini. Okay. Let's go over. Let's make a new note. Look at. Yeah, I was actually trying to figure out how to have more of a conversational interaction with GPT, and it didn't go great. So, LLMs with prompt caching. Would you have Clued? Gemini. Okay. Cool. I don't have a Discord for this. I have many Discords for many things, but not one for my stream. This is day 4. Not even haven't even done intros or any of that kind of stuff. But I'll probably, if as I continue to build this out, that'll be a thing that'll happen at some point. But I'm also trying to do this like super low key and not stress, and just kind of go with the flow and build a little bit as I go, and not really worry about, making sure I have all my branding set up and all my social presence and all that. They're like, okay, I'll get to it. Okay, coming back to this guy. Well, the chatbot I'd had this isn't my first go around on streaming, this is my first go around streaming development. Before I was just, streaming, playing games. And originally the chatbot was interacting with me while I was playing games, and it was kind of cool. I could do things like I was playing Valheim and say, how do I build this thing? And it would say, well, you need to do this. And half the time it would tell me what I actually need to do, and sometimes it would just make crazy shit up, which was also fun. All right, so what we're doing. Oh, I'm still on this view. We got to go to this view. Okay. And we're going to minimize this guy. All right. So how is it Web3? This part is not Web3. We're going to get to that a little bit later today. That's this part down here. We're going to hack on the bot for a little bit, and then we're going to switch gears into Web3 stuff. The Web3 stuff is related to the startup, which is trying to make a decentralized streaming platform like Twitch that has Web3 components but isn't entirely Web3 based, and uses WebRTC as the video distribution mechanism, and hopefully in a peer-to-peer fashion, so that bandwidth costs, which are huge, as someone who had started a company that did online video like way back in 2005, bandwidth costs are far and away, besides people, the biggest cost. Well, I want to do Web3 for a couple reasons. One, because of the decentralized nature of the distribution platform, and the decentralized nature of Web3, I think is a good pairing. But I also want to get away from the sort of fully walled garden aspect of a platform like Twitch, which, owns all of, it's a thing in and of itself, right? Your points exist here, your subscriptions exist here, your bits exist here only. And what I would like to do is to be able to get into a situation where creators can own their own little parts of the experience, that people can contribute to them in various ways through crypto tech, and also those viewers who are contributing by supplying bandwidth, supplying compute, can earn some of that monetization through their participation. There is a thing called Farcaster, which is a Web3 social media site, still super early days. And there are a few different clients for Farcaster that you can get on. There's, well, I don't know. I don't know if Threads has a decentralized, I think their intent was to be more like, now I'm blanking on the name of that thing. What is there's a totally separate decentralized social networking thing that is not Farcaster and is not Web3 based that I'm blanking on. Mastodon, that's what it is. Yeah. Mastodon. But kind of like Mastodon. Kind of like if Mastodon was like a video distribution platform. A little bit. A little bit. All right, so coming back to the bot. We have the stream generator. That is the audio stream. And the Rev.ai stream client consumes what this generator spits out, little bits of audio, presumably. And what I need to do is insert myself in here somewhere that says, hey, I've said something, and I kind of don't want to wait for transcription to happen because there's a delay there. And what I want to make sure is, like, as soon as my voice hits this microphone, I reset the timer. And the timer has to go all the way past some certain point. There has to be enough silence for the bot to know that there's a break in speech and it can now speak. Great idea. If users can carry their community with them, it has great utility. Yes, so I know GPT voice is good. And maybe I could switch back to that. This was written before they had that functionality. This was like written originally with GPT 3.5 Turbo. And I've poked it along since then. Okay. Actually, no, it was even before that. I had, what was it? They had like DaVinci. I think it was DaVinci was the model. Yes, so my first startup was Blip TV. Coming back to your thing about carrying your community with them. Way back in 2005, I co-founded Blip.tv. That was an online video company centered around web series. Started at the same time as YouTube and Vimeo. Like, we were all within a month of each other. YouTube was actually still a dating site when we started Blip. And as things went on and YouTube sort of like started to dominate, and they did it through a bunch of sort of nefarious things that I could talk about, but I won't today. We started to try to figure out ways to do basically what you just described, which is carrying your community with you. And so we had this concept of a windowing where people would release content on YouTube and then say, hey, if you want to get early access to my content, go watch it on Blip. And we would give them better monetization, better support. We were just actually quite a bit of a better platform for them. And so this was a way for them to sort of like wean people off the YouTube machine. It worked okay. It only worked okay. So YouTube dating, if you put YouTube into the Wayback Machine and go way back to like May of 2005, you will see the original YouTube concept where it's like, I'm a man seeking a woman and you're going to make a video to talk with them. See? I'm a male seeking males, females between 18 and 45. That was the original concept. You were making video messages for other people. That was the you. When we started Blip TV in May of 2005, we did it directly to serve what was then a really small community of video bloggers. And they had this like crazy way of making their videos available through RSS feed enclosures. And they would do this crazy dance where they would like make a video, encode it in a very specific way, upload it to the Internet Archive, hand edit an RSS file to put the enclosure in, and then do another thing with it to embed it on their website. And like that was the beginning of web video. And we were like, this is crazy. Why are you guys doing all this? We will make you a platform for this. And that's what we did. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm trying to do. We'll see. We'll see. You know, the other thing that I've learned now that I've done startups for a while is that, you know, don't be married to your expectations. Go with the flow of the river. You will start one thing and it will turn into a different thing. And that's okay. And you just kind of keep flowing with the river until it gets you where you need to go. You know, MakerBot was a good example of this. They started off selling kits. They were selling rep wrap kits made of wood and transitioned over time to selling, you know, pre-assembled 3D printers made of steel, and then became absolutely humongous. All right, so this thing, keep letting myself get distracted. That's okay. All right, so here's what I want to do. What I want to do real quick is just in here. So this thing starts, this is the loop. So with this thing is stream client, and the stream generator. And then I get a response, and then I handle the response, right? And I'm curious, like, how quickly does this turn around? Maybe I'm overthinking this. Maybe it's like I can just put something in the loop here that like says, hey, the last time I said something was at this time, and it's close enough. So I'm going to put a log in here that is microphone stream. And I assume that this part blocks right here. This part blocks until I say something. And then, so I could actually put it like right here. Or I could separate this out, maybe even. Let's just put it here for now and see what this does. Okay, we're going to kick the bot back off. It'll probably make some noise. It's okay. Hello, hello, hello. Check, check, check. No, wrong.
Yo, I'm here. What's up? Testing your mic or just talking to yourself?
So a couple things to notice here. So it's building up. So here in Rev, we're building up a text buffer. But we haven't sent the text. We're waiting for a long enough time to pass to build up enough text to send it through. So I think that's going to be right here. It's right here. mean, I guess as a like the naive approach, just to prove it that this is like a good plan, is let's figure out how to say I gotta figure out how I'm gonna do this, to be honest. Because what needs to happen, here's the thing, here's a conundrum. Let's go back to this diagram. All right. So why send it in chunks? Why not have a bi-directional connection? I don't know what you mean. Like send each word? Like, so after I've said enough stuff, like newer one handle interrupts better. Oh, like switch out the model? Well, ultimately, remember this is supposed to be able to end up on Twitch as a chat message as well. So it's a transcript from me. The initial vision for this thing was like everything would happen in chat so that people would see. In fact, let's just turn that on so we can see that too. I think that's interesting to see. Do both. Then the problem with this is it just makes for a lot of chat to go by. And I would occasionally miss when someone who's watching the stream would say something because me and the bot are so busy talking to each other and it's just scrolling on by. And so, you know, I don't want to post to Twitch every word I say. I want to post to Twitch when there's a break, and it would be like a break in typing. Bot, please respond. I could do that. Let me see what we can do with this first. Okay. So next time we run this, you'll see what I mean with the text. But what I'm going to do here is, what I want to do is this part. This is where the microphone is happening. And so this is the signal. This is, oh, you don't see my mouse pointer. This part is where the microphone is happening. And it's going to know like how long it's been since I've said something, even just one word. And so I need this to send a signal that basically gets all the way back to here, or at very least here. I think here is where it would need to go. Because this chat bot is where I decide what to say, and I have rudimentary commands, or when to say, when to talk, and I have rudimentary commands and things like this. And then ChatGPT is responsible for actually talking to the OpenAI API and doing the actual chat completion. So what I think I need to do is have this trigger an event or like a callback in the base bot, and then that would feed to the chat bot how long it's been since there's been silence, how long it's been since I've said something. And then from there we can say, hey, it's okay to talk. So let's start with that. So in chatbot, and this is going to be a little bit confusing because I have on say. Am I even still using on say? I think I am, because this is what, if we're sending to Switch, we don't need to call on say since the message will come back to restream. But if, yeah, okay. So on say is when either I or the bot say something into the chat. Which is confusing, but I can rename it maybe later. What I'm going to say here is What I actually need is an on voice. And what I'm going to do is pass that into rev.ai. And to do that, I'm going to need to pass that into the Streamer app, which is like super cumbersome, but that's okay. We will refactor it another time. Oh, wait, I'm in the wrong place though. I'm in chatbot. Okay, I'm in the wrong place. I'm going to undo. We need to be in meta chat, which is the very high, the actual application level. So here we got Streamer, we got chatbot. So Streamer, we're going to say on voice. We're going to do a line. Voice. Self on voice, and then we'll go ahead and pass it what I said. Oh, right. It's this. There we go. Okay. So chatbot, Streamer app. Okay. Oops. On voice. And I guess I could just kind of like marshal it through. On voice equals lambda m. Or no, that's not how you would do it. Okay. Let's do it like that. Okay. On voice. And we'll call this, we're not going to call this message. We're going to call this text. Because it's not going to be a whole message. It's going to be a little bit of text. And then we can say, does this thing care how long it's been? Or does only the chatbot care? I think only the chatbot cares. Okay. So we need Streamer app. Self on voice equals on voice. Fine, fine, fine. Good, good, good. Okay. And actually, no. No, no, no. Here we go. Wait a minute. Well, let's go back and look at it in a minute. I think I have a better idea. I have a better idea. I need a comma here. So I'm kind of repeating myself here. Let's go look at the rev thing. So the way this thing works. Yeah. Yeah. So this is actually pretty similar in that what happens here is it waits, it listens to me talking, it transcribes and adds to a string as I talk. Once enough time passes, it says, okay, I will send it, and then it calls the callback with the full bit of text. So a couple things I could do. I could have another callback and just add a new parameter to it. Or I could have another callback, like I was setting it up on voice. Or I could set a parameter to this callback that is the on text one. That is like, it's complete. And then when it's complete, I do the thing where I send it to Twitch. And otherwise, I use it to trigger whether or not the bot should talk. Activation phrase like, hey, Alexa. I don't want to say the Apple one because I have one of those in here. Yeah, I mean, I could do that, but again, my point, I want this to be more conversational. I'm not asking it to do commands. I'm asking it to like kind of have a conversation, and I want you to be able to talk with it too. It's supposed to be like the thing that will talk to me when there's no one else to talk to. That's actually, now that I think about it, let's undo all this. I'm overthinking this. Actually, I'm overthinking this. I don't need to do any of this stuff. I mean, I could do that. And there is some element of that, right? Like, in fact, when I want to issue a command, it does exactly that. So if I want to use like a slash, the equivalent of a slash command with this bot, the way I do that is, hey, the bot's name, and then please something. Hey, bot, please ban this person. Hey, bot, please ignore for 10 minutes. That sort of thing. I haven't finished it, see? To actually do the thing. But that's the idea. But here in the chat bot, okay, so where is should talk? See, I've already got this concept of time since last message. And I think maybe the problem is that I just need to increase this because when it replies, now that it's using text to speech, there's a much longer delay. I don't know. I still don't know if that'll work, but... Just spoke. Time since last. So where is the part where it figures out what to do? Nope. Nope. Okay. Should reply. If it's talking to me, meaning I am using GPT-4o. Talking to me, or if it's been 5 minutes, or if it's in a conversation, or if it hasn't just spoke and just randomly it should reply 10% of the time. So what I'm going to do, here's what I'm going to do. I'm going to do something really simple. And self-time since last message should reply. So it needs to be at least, I don't know, let's say 30 seconds. At a minimum. This is very basic. And we'll run it with text enabled so we can see that too. But I broke it. I broke it in... Here. It's just not safe? No, this is correct. Oh. Yes. Right. Okay. Right, so Streamer app has still got on voice in it. Okay, no problem. There we go.
Oh boy, another thrilling adventure into the world of WebRTC. Can't wait to see what breaks first.
Hey bot, what do you think of Jupyter Notebooks? Ah, 30 seconds. I think Jupyter Notebooks are interesting. I haven't done a lot with them myself. I don't spend that much time in AI or researchy aspects. But I think they're cool as a concept. I think it's cool to like have code mixed with presentation like that. Do you spend a lot of time in Jupyter? Like, what kind of stuff do you work on?
Oh, Jupyter Notebooks? They're pretty neat for experimenting and sharing code snippets. But let's be real, they're also perfect for making your messy code look like a work of art. Debugging in them can be a nightmare though. Good luck with that.
There you go. Unemployed mostly? I'm sorry to hear that. It's a good time to start something new. All right, so we're going to let this bot run like this for a little bit. I actually think this is okay. I think I was overthinking. Let's see how this goes with 30 seconds. Now, I think what I could probably do is it's probably going to be a little quieter than I want now, because 30 seconds is actually kind of a long time.
Ah, the classic overthinking trap. Let's see if this just wing it approach works out. Fingers crossed, right?
Or maybe not. We'll see. But what I could do, what I was going to try to say is I could vary the amount of time that it has to wait based on the length of its response, so that I'm accounting for the amount of time that the text-to-speech takes. Roughly. All right, we're going to go back to our day plan. All right, so the next thing we're going to do is start to look at base. I'm going to minimize this. Pull this guy over here. Be like that. There you go. So I spent a little time looking at this already. And I think what's interesting about, okay, great. Thank you for that. What's interesting about base is that it helps me to understand Ethereum a lot better. And let's actually just watch one of these videos together, because I think it's actually super helpful to watch these. So yes, Solana versus Ethereum. We're considering both. We've talked to people building startups based on either, based on one of each. One company is based on Base, the other company is based on Solana. They both, interestingly enough, don't know each other, but both gave us the same advice, which was go with the one that gives you the most direct attention.
Oh, the irony. Two startups, two different blockchains, yet they both agree on something. Maybe there's hope for world peace after all. Anyway, potate_o_no, are we diving into some code or just watching videos today? Because I'm ready to throw some snark at either.
We're going to do both, Bot. Thank you. So yeah, the direct attention. They both said that, building on top of this stuff is super early. And you will need to spend time working directly with the teams. And so whichever one's most excited about the thing that you're building, that's probably the one you should go with, because you're going to have to work with them directly. So I thought that was interesting. All right, so we're keep going. I'm going to skip around a little bit. Actually, we're going to kill this. The basic thing I was trying to get to was the idea of why these things exist on top of Ethereum. And yes, exactly right. They are L2, and when you build a thing on top of one of those things...
The classic layer 1 vs layer 2 debate. Solana is actually a layer 1 blockchain, just like Ethereum. But hey, who needs facts when you can have confusion? Anyway, potate_o_no, what's the next move? Diving into more blockchain philosophy, or are we getting our hands dirty with some code?
Yeah, very helpful. Keeps interrupting me. Now I lost my train of thought. Yeah, so the idea is that you're building on top of these things, and you use them to shrink the cost through batching and things like this, which I didn't know that when I first dove into this. This is like all new stuff for me. So I thought it was super interesting. And then what I want to try to do is just get the hello world off the ground for Base. And then we will circle back on Solana at some other point. If we decide we want to go that route, great. We can always just throw this code away. All right, so Okay. All right. First off, I'm going to say the thing that I don't like about the bot is I find myself not wanting to talk because I know it's going to trigger. So I need to rethink when that thing talks and for why. Oh, hang on a second. I got a special delivery. All right. Okay. Layer 2, blah, blah, blah. Coinbase does not plan to issue new token for Base. Okay, interesting. Reliable platform. Great. Okay. Solana's better for prototype at the cost. Oh, the cost of Solana can fluctuate, so it can be as high as $10. I mean, I imagine if that's the case, wouldn't there be some kind of, oh, ETH. Yeah. No, I know ETH is, because it's like very slow. That's the whole point of like batching it and adding these like layers on top of it, is so you can reduce that. And then, you know, potentially by building our own thing on top of that, we can also do more of that. We can, more batching, more sort of off-chain stuff, that kind of thing. So Solana's better for track. Okay, well, we'll start here, and if that's where we need to loop back, great. But we've actually already committed to doing something with this to start, so we're going to start here. All right, so what we want to do... Build on base. All right, this got me nowhere. Let's get started. There we go. Create a base name and create your based profile to connect with other builders. I mean, I could create a base name. There we go. Learn to build on chain. This is where I want to start. I want to actually build something. Okay. Where's Hello World? This is what I want. Hello World. Great. Very good. Okay. Writing Hello World in a smart contract requires a little more consideration than in other languages. Your code is deployed remotely, but it isn't running on a server where you can access logs, or on your local machine where you have access to a console. One way to do it is to write a function that returns Hello World. Create a new workspace in Remix. All right, so the first thing I need is Remix. All right. No, that's not. Oh, here it is. Ethereum IDE. I don't love how this thing just like spits me into a user interface. Like clearly, the only remix is remix Ethereum.org. Beware of. Okay, fine. Connect to local file system. New OpenGIS clone. Like, shouldn't I need to like make an account or do something? I also don't really want to use their IDE. I want to do this like on my own. But okay. Is there like a getting started? Must be. I'm gonna watch this video, I guess. Generally like reading more than watching videos, to be honest. Boomer talk. Gen X, thank you very much. All right, compile, run a script. Let's see what this is. Oh my god. I will never pay YouTube. This is not helpful. Okay. Fine, here we go. Start here. Great. Okay, this is just going to open the thing. Yes. IDE. Okay, I will pull that down later. Command line tool. Great. Everything is a plugin. Core plugins are preloaded for essential operations. Additional plugins, blah, blah, blah. Your criteria used to be that it takes less to create text, so there's less signal to noise. I suppose that's true at some degree, yeah. All right, so coming back to here, create a new workspace in remix, name it Hello World, and delete the dependencies forward. All right, so new. No, that's not this. Oops. Your new workspace. Workspaces, create, great. Okay. Basic. Hello world. Fantastic. Delete the deps folder. No deps folder. Great. Leave prettier rc.json and click the settings gear in the bottom left. Okay. I have a feeling that I should have started with blank and not with basic. I don't know that it matters. Oops. Blank. Call this Hello World 2. Yeah, okay. This is what they were looking for. Okay. You're a lurker? Yeah, that's generally what I do too. Okay. Uncheck the top option to generate contract metadata. I'll click settings gear in the bottom left. Bottom left, settings. Okay. Uncheck contract metadata. Okay. Open the Solidity compiler plugin and enable autocompile. Okay. Autocompile. I already don't like this, but it's okay. Create a new folder called contracts. Within that folder, create a file called helloworld.sol. Oh, deps. This is what I wanted to delete. All right, delete deps. You got it, bud. New folder. Although maybe it needed those deps because I just added a thing. Okay, I probably broke it. Contracts. So we're going to do an uncheck this, recheck it. And then go back here. Okay, well, let's see what happens. Okay, I don't want to give it a license. You can put unlicensed. Oh, wait. Solidity files usually start with a comment. Oh, I'm creating helloworld.sol in contracts. New file. Helloworld.sol. And you can catch me after this on Discord or mail. It's a good question. Maybe X, something like this. I'll set up a Discord soon, but I'll be back here again and again. So have a good one. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. Appreciate it. And following and stuff. Okay. Comment containing the license identifier. It's not a requirement, but there are a couple advantages. Doing this first, everything deploying blockchain is public. Doesn't mean you're giving away everything for free. Blah, 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 blah. Unlicensed, MIT. Okay, fine. Great. Oops. Okay. Already a problem. Great. Ah. Great. Now I'll run the bot again so I have someone to talk to.
Oh great, it's me. The bot, your digital sidekick. What riveting conversation are we having today?
Hey bot, please set the game to smart contracts.
CMD. Okay, I set the game to smart contracts. . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . . .
Okay, contract hello world. And then function say hello. Oops. So it doesn't like that. Return hello world. External returns string memory. Okay. Infinite gas. Return hello world. Okay. Before you deploy, check the compiler plugin. You've got one last warning. Function state mutability can be restricted to pure. Modifiers are used to modify the behavior of a function. The pure modifier prevents the function from modifying or even accessing state. While not mandatory, using these modifiers can help you and other programmers know the intention and impact of the functions you write. Your final function should be similar to this. Function say hello, external pure return string memory, return hello world. So I need to add this keyword pure. Confirm there's a green check mark on the icon for the compiler plugin, then switch to deploy and run transactions. Okay. There's a green check mark. Okay, deployed it. Where do I run it? Oh, it should appear in deployed contracts, then click say hello. Okay. Deployed contracts. Oh, here we go. Say hello. Did it do the thing? I think it did the thing. I think this is the result right here. It's very small. Hello world again. Save it. Deploy it. Run it. It did not do anything. It still says hello world, not hello world again. Transactions recorded. Okay.
Well, looks like you've got the basics down. Deploying smart contracts and all. Maybe your code is just feeling a bit shy today. Double check if you actually changed the return statement to hello world again and redeploy it. Or try turning it off and on again. Classic move.
Aha. So you can see here, so there's this one, and then there's this one, and then now I'm going to run this one. And now this one says hello world again. Okay, I understand now. Okay. We did a thing. Now let's modify your hello function to greet a user by name instead of just saying hello world. Oh, very exciting. First pass attempt. You'd probably expect this to be pretty easy. Fuck you. Okay, so this part's interesting. String concatenation is possible, but it's a bit more complicated for good reason. Working with a string costs a large amount of gas. Okay. Okay, so I can return a tuple, and the tuple contains the two parts. TLE? What the hell is a TLE? I said tuple. Maybe I'm not close enough to the mic. Am I mumbling? Okay. I'm not going to follow their exact thing. I'm going to do it a little differently. String memory name. I'm curious about this like memory keyword. And then do I need to do double parentheses? Nope. Return hello and name. Okay. So exciting. All right, I deployed a thing. Now I've got say hello and say hello too. Potato. Say hello to potato.
Look at you, getting all fancy with your custom greetings. Just make sure your function concatenates the strings properly. And yet, working with strings and smart contracts can be a gas guzzler. Hope you brought enough fuel. Anyway, deploy it and let's see if it actually greets someone by name or just throws a tantrum.
It did greet me by name, bot. Thank you. Okay. Scam alert. All right, so we did hello world. That's that. We didn't really talk about it, and we didn't talk about the goals yet. So we could back up to that. We actually cranked through today. We had a lot of stuff, like, I mean, I didn't actually do very much, but it feels like we're checking things off the list pretty quick. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about the goals. We'll do a new page. Okay. So, if we come back to our original plan, we have a streamer. They're broadcasting to a number of different people. These are viewers. And those people are broadcasting to a number of different people. We'll represent that with a cloud. Right? Now, some of these viewers are going to want to be able to give feedback to the user that is beyond like chat messages. They want to give money. They want to give reward of some sort. In this case, we're going to call it candy. And I'll explain at some point why I'm calling it candy.
Oh, here we go. Monetization time. Gotta love it when viewers want to throw money at you. So, you're thinking of integrating some kind of tipping or reward system, hey? Maybe something like a smart contract that handles transactions securely? Just make sure you don't accidentally create an infinite money glitch or something. That would be awkward. Anyway, what's the plan for implementing this feedback and reward system?
I was just getting to that. I was just about to talk about that. So let's say this guy wants to send candy back to this user. Back to the streamer. Now, one way they can get candy is buying it. That's how you do it now on Twitch. You want to get bits, you got to buy them. You pay with money. You use a credit card. And then that turns into virtual money, which you then give back to the user, and they turn it back into real money. But in a system like this, there are other ways to earn candy or bits other than just paying for it. If I am a streamer, or if I'm a viewer, excuse me, and I guess I didn't need to erase this, but that's okay. If I'm a viewer and I set up my set up my PC to stream to a particularly large cloud, then I should be rewarded for doing that. And we'll figure, I don't know how that candy gets generated from that action. But we'll come back to that. But that would generate candy that they get, and then they could send it back to the streamer, or they could pocket it. So what we need is everyone who's participating. So there's I guess 3 classes of user. There's the streamer, and they generate candy by creating content. There's the broadcaster. And they generate candy for distribution. And then there's the viewer. And they generate candy for money. And it could be 0.
Sounds like a sweet deal. So the streamer is the candy factory, the broadcaster is the candy distributor, and the viewer is basically a candy investor. Got it. Now, how do we make sure no one ends up with cavities from all this candy?
That's a real risk, bot. It's a real risk, not getting too many cavities from all that candy. I gotta find another name to call this bot other than bot, because it's constantly mistranscribed as butt or bob.
Well, you could always call it Bobby if you're feeling friendly, or just stick with bot and accept that it's going to get a few identity crises along the way. Either way, it's not like the bot has feelings, right?
That's true. I am fond of Bobby. I like Bobby. So what I need to do now is think about how I would, each one of these things is going to need...
Bobby it is then. So what do you need to think about now? How to keep the candy economy balanced? Or maybe how to make sure Bobby doesn't develop a sweet tooth?
Interrupted me again. So yeah, that's going to need work. That's not the 30 seconds just on that text isn't good enough, because if I'm talking, the timer is still going. I have to pause long enough for some text to come through chat, and then that redoes the timer. So that's going to need a little work at some point. But it's good enough for now, I think. It's actually better. It's better than it has been. I'm kind of like back to enjoying having this thing talking to me.
Sounds like you've got a lot of moving parts to juggle. Maybe you need a candy timer that pauses when you're talking and resumes when you're not. Or just hire a candy manager to keep track of all this sweet chaos. Either way, it's definitely gonna take some tweaking to get it just right.
So each one of these is gonna need like a wallet. Keep the candy in, right? How do I draw a wallet? Oop. That's a terrible wallet. I'm going to use this. Circle W. So each one of these is going to need a wallet. And to start with, we'll be the custodians of all the wallets. But then eventually we want to, especially for the streamers and really for the broadcasters, for people who are really playing this game, they should be able to have control over their own wallet. Right? I think so.
Ah, so you're moving towards a decentralized candy economy. Makes sense. Giving control to the streamers and broadcasters will definitely empower them and make the whole system more robust. Just make sure those wallets are secure. Don't want any candy bandits sneaking in.
That is true, Bobby. We do not want candy bandits. So what we're going to do then, I think we'll spend a little more time talking. Let's go back to our day. We're going to spend a little more time.
Sounds like a plan. Let's dive back into the candy-coated chaos and see where it takes us. What's the next step in this sweet adventure? More wallet designs? Or maybe some candy security measures?
I think the next step, Bobby, is for us to take a look at how we would implement being the custodian of several wallets and creating a token and then having things accrue in that token, accrue in those wallets. And once I'm not going to write any code for that today. I just want to understand how it would start.
Got it, so we're in brainstorming mode. Figuring out how to manage multiple wallets and create a token system is definitely a good start. Think of it like laying the groundwork for your candy empire. Maybe sketch out some ideas or flowcharts to visualize how everything will work together. What's your first thought on how to handle these custodial wallets?
So we're going to take a look at two more things. How we create a token, how we create a wallet, and then in the next Web3 stream, we'll spend time working on that.
Sounds like a solid plan. Creating a token and setting up wallets are the building blocks of your candy economy. Once you've got those figured out, everything else will start to fall into place. So, where do you want to start? Token creation or wallet setup?
I want to start with token creation. All right, so at their core, tokens are very simple. The technology powering famous NFT collections and fungible tokens are worth vast amount of money, simply uses the EVM to keep track of who owns what and provides permissionless way for the owner to transfer what they own to someone new. The minimal elements needed for a token are pretty basic. Start by creating a contract called minimal token.
Starting with token creation, smart move. Tokens are the backbone of any digital economy. So, you're diving into the world of EVM, Ethereum Virtual Machine. It's all about ownership and transferability. What kind of token are you thinking? Fungible like candy coins or non-fungible like unique candy collectibles?
Fungible like candy coins. I shut it down. Again, the bot needs better conversational stuff. It is going to be tricky. It is going to be tricky. I don't know, maybe that guy's right. Maybe I just make it simple and just like every time it won't talk. It will not talk unless I start it off with Bobby. Maybe that'll be tomorrow. Well, tomorrow we're going to play a game, so we'll see. Maybe the next time, next stream. All right, so what we want to do is we're going to create a token. Okay, so the minimal elements to create a token are pretty basic. Create a contract called minimal token. Add a mapping to relate user addresses to the number of tokens they possess. Finally, add a variable to track total supply. Add a constructor that initializes the total supply of 3,000 and assigns ownership to the contract creator. Update the constructor and hard-code a distribution of the tokens to be evenly split between the first 3 test accounts. I haven't created test accounts. Okay. We can set an initial distribution of tokens and we can see balances, but we're still missing a way to allow the owners of these tokens to share them or spend them. To remediate this, all we need to do is add a function that can update the balances of each party in the transfer. Add a function called transfer that accepts an address of 2 and a uint for the amount. You don't need to add anything for from, because that should only be message sender. The function should subtract the amount from message sender and add it to 2. Okay. What happens if you try to transfer more tokens than an account has? Give it a try. You won't be able to do it. Note here is misleading. In the EVM, payable only refers to the transfers of the primary token used to pay gas fees. Let me see what that's. Okay, go back. Note, the call function should be payable if you send value, and the value you send should be less than your current balance. Instead, the transaction is reverting because of the built-in overflow-underflow protection. It's not a great programming practice to depend on this, so let's add an error for insufficient tokens and returns the new sender balance. It's interesting. Revert's kind of like throw. like this. So, a more guaranteed way to destroy or burn a token is to transfer it to the default address of 0 to 00000. This address is unowned and unownable, making it mathematically impossible to retrieve any tokens that are sent to it. Redeploy and try it out by sending 1,000 tokens to the 0 address. The total supply remains unchanged, and the balance of the 0 address are visible, but those tokens are stuck there forever. The 0 address currently has a balance of more than 11,000 ETH, worth over $20 million. Its total holding of burned assets is estimated to be worth more than $200 million. Awesome. The emergence of the ERC20 token standard created a significant milestone in the evolution of the Ethereum ecosystem, providing a unified and adaptable framework for creating and managing fungible tokens. As the backbone for a vast array of applications in decentralized finance and beyond, ERC20 tokens facilitate seamless collaboration and interoperability within the Ethereum ecosystem. Their adaptable nature and standardized structure have made them the go-to choice for developers and users alike, laying the groundwork for continued innovation and growth in the Ethereum space. Okay. Okay, very good, very good. Oh, I see. It's like just like a standardized smart contract. Okay. The ERC20 token consists of a smart contract that implements the standardized interface, which comprises a set of 6 mandatory functions. Total supply, balance of, provides the balance of tokens held by a specific address. Transfer, transfer from. Approve, let's see, allowance. Name of the token, symbol of the token, number of decimal places the token can be divided into, typically 18. A lot of decimals. Okay. Developer's perspective. Creating tokens without the standard. Oh, God. I'm scratching my head. Oh, no. Oh, no. Developing with the standard. Hey, I'm happy. Look at me. User's perspective. Without the standard. Oh, what's going on? Okay, this part's interesting. ERC20 tokens find wide-ranging applications in various categories, each with its unique purpose and functionality. Utility tokens. These tokens can be used to access specific services or features within a platform. Examples include Filecoin for decentralized storage, Basic Attention Token for digital advertising, and Decentraland's Mana for purchasing virtual land and assets. So that sounds similar to what we're looking for. But then there's also the last one. Some platforms issue ERC20 tokens as incentives for users to participate in their ecosystem, such as staking, lending, or providing liquidity. These tokens can be earned as passive income or used to access platform features. So this is an open source contract implementing the ERC20 token. This implementation is agnostic to the way tokens are created. This means that a supply mechanism has to be added in a derived contract using Mint. For a detailed write-up, see our guide. Mm-hmm. So this is interesting. So one thing we need to think about is this concept, the miner. Now, what I'm saying, and this is interesting, I don't mean like actual Ethereum miners. I mean thinking through what the equivalent of a miner would be in this system. So if we've got this kind of setup, like everyone who has said, I'm going to participate, should get some kind of reward for combined minutes that they have served of video, right? So this guy is earning lots of candy because he's serving lots of video. This guy, the streamer, he earns for content, but also for distribution because he's distributing to some number of people himself as well, him or herself. And so maybe what it is like there is some threshold. If you are serving past some number of people, then you are earning. Let's say 3. Something like this. Or maybe even if it's more than 1. Just you're an in and out. If you're just a viewer, you're just an in and out. You're passing it along. But if every additional viewer you support, something like this, we got to figure that out. Okay. Okay. I wonder if if I was building this thing, I'm going to build a traditional streaming service. Okay? And in a traditional streaming service, I'm going to have a bunch of streamers. And they are all sending to my centralized setup. And this centralized setup takes that and multiplies it by many, many times and sends it out to a bunch of viewers, a bunch of groups of viewers. And I pay for this, and I pay for this. If I can estimate how much each one of these costs, you cost $1, you cost $1, you cost $1, you cost $1, and the same here. Each one of these viewer groups costs $2. And then say, okay, now I'm going to build my new distributed system. And I'm going to estimate, I want to be able to support. So I want to build a new distributed system that reduces this by half, right? Or even like by divided by 4, you know, for a quarter of the cost, or even order of magnitude. Let's say an order of magnitude to make it easy. So then we have bandwidth, right? We have bandwidth in divided by 10. Whoops. Let's try this. Let's do this a little bit more cleanly. So cost here is equal to bandwidth in times the number of streamers plus bandwidth in being the amount of bandwidth each stream cost, the number, the bandwidth each stream costs, or the amount of bandwidth each stream costs. You know what I mean? Plus the bandwidth out times the number of viewers. Now our goal is to divide this by 10. Let's be consistent. And we have some goal for the number. We have some goal for this. We have some estimate for this and some estimate for that. And so we can arrive at how much would an order of magnitude cheaper network cost. And we use that to determine how much coin that we need to mint. And it will be eventually backed by like a stable coin. Something like this. I think the first implementation, we build it with just like not tied to anything. It's just tokens. And then we eventually figure out how to back those to stable coins. I don't know how that part would work. But I think I have a good enough understanding now to create a token. So next steps. think the biggest thing is figuring out how we're going to call this mint function. So next steps. I want to go back over here. We're going to watch this guy. How long is this? All right. Let's watch this guy. And then I want to understand how our mint would work. Okay. I take it that this is all happening in like a virtual thing. Like this isn't actually like this guy's not just creating all these actual tokens on the blockchain. This is happening on his like local dev blockchain kind of thing. Okay. All right, so next steps. I feel like I have a okay handle on it now. Next steps, we are going to... I want to look at something really quickly. Under Remix... Yeah, this is a virtual machine. Yeah. So these are like test environments. And then I think this is how you get to like a real wallet kind of thing. The Remix VM is a sandbox blockchain in the browser. Transactions do not require an approval. Remix VM comes with 10 accounts, each loaded with 100 ETH. Okay. All right. So, okay. So, next steps. Create a ERC20. Token in the VM. Mint some amount of token. Understand very specifically this. Actually, this. Just maybe even just transfer. Understand how to transfer for rewards. That's basically what we need to understand, right? It's very straightforward if I'm going to take candy and send it to a streamer as a thank you for streaming. Like a tip. That makes sense. How does the network decide I'm a broadcaster? I want to reward somebody for broadcasting to a bunch of users. I'm using up a bunch of their bandwidth and compute. Maybe they've left their machine on to do more of this. I want to incentivize them to do that sort of thing. How does that get rewarded? And then how do we connect the VM or some other test network for a real example? And I think maybe that is hard hat. So I need to understand hard hat. Is this hard hat? Question mark? So that's what we're going to try to tackle next time, I think. I think I'm going to leave this piece of it here for now. We'll come back to this next week. Okay. Now, before we sign off for the day, so I think we figured out how to create a token. We did do this. You know, I'm not going to cross it. I'm going to check mark it. I don't know how to create a wallet. But I think this is where we would want to look. It's Coinbase wallet. This page is intended for developers who will or have recently deployed ERC token contracts on Base mainnet and would like their token details to display as quickly as possible on Coinbase wallet. Coinbase wallet makes any ERC20 token instantly available for swapping seconds from when the contract is deployed. So I think I'm going to cross this out. I'm going to come back to this later. I think we're going to start with the token, and then we'll figure out how the wallet pieces work later. All right. So I think I'm going to transition back to the bot for a minute because it's sticking in my brain and I can't shake it. My mind keeps wandering back to it. Because I want to be able to leave it running. So I'm going to go back to the bot. Back to the bot. And what we're going to do, I'm actually going to take that guy's suggestion. What was his name? Let's go all the way back and look at him. You should just use an activation keyword forever. Okay? Maybe that would work. Maybe I'm making this overly complicated. Ixshunyam. Activation only mode. And it should actually be pretty easy to implement. So I'm going to take a quick break. I'm going to BRB. and then we're going to do that. All right, I'll be right back. Okay. So we're gonna do. God, I got a lot of pages in here. I really gotta clean this up. That's okay. All right. So activation only mode is going to be sort of the equivalent of like the hey bot name. But I kind of want it to be a little more, at least a little more conversational than just I always have to say, hey, this, hey, this, hey, this, hey, this. Hey, Bobby, hey, Bobby, hey, Bobby, hey, Bobby. So maybe it'll be like some kind of word besides hey, like it could be oops. Hey, or okay, or yeah, or yes, dot, 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 dot. And then the same thing, the name. We'll see about that. Let's see how that works. I'm kind of feeling working on this bot today. I'm okay with it just being more of a bot day today, I think. I feel like I learned a lot about token stuff. I feel like I've got a good handle on it. It was not a totally unproductive day in terms of the startup. Okay. Oops. Oh, now I gotta delete a bunch of stuff. Fine. I meant to click this one. Reply mode. I'm going to call this reply mode. In the chatbot, we have should reply. Okay. Self-reply mode is config get boolean chatbot. Okay. What do we call it? Reply mode. It's not a boolean. It's get. Callback is conversation. That was how I had it before. Now I could make this one big logical and chain, but it becomes unreadable at a certain point. So what we're going to do is if self-reply mode is equal to activation, then we're going to do result equals blah, 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 false. Else that. Okay. And to do, I'm going to put a to do in here. This to do is going to say, hey, hack to make conversation mode less chatty needs work to be more conversational. Revisit if using conversational mode. Okay. Okay. Now there's already this concept of is talking to me. And is talking to me is just saying if there is a word break and any one of the nicknames is in there, then I'm talking to it. And those nicknames contain bot, chatbot, robot, potato bot, Bob, Bobby, chat, and Chad. I think it's a little broad. Okay. But what we can do is activation, or is activated. And that contains a, what is this word? What is the word for a word that's like, hey, yes, right? Start words, I guess. I mean, I guess I can self nicknames. Interrogative pattern. Well, let's follow this pattern because I'm already using that pattern. So we're going to call this start activation pattern. Right? And start activation pattern isn't going to be just any old word break. It needs to be at the start of the string, right? It needs to be the start of the message. start of the message. And I don't think I need white space, but we'll put it in there just in case. And then any one of these words, right? Hey. Yes, yeah. No. Nah. Nah. Okay. Whoop. What just happened? Oh, God. Okay, wait. Okay. Okay. I've got all these terminals going. I should not have all these terminals going. Holy Jesus. Okay. You know, this is much more fun streaming, doing this kind of thing when I kind of know what I'm after, and it's like I'm not trying to learn something new while I'm trying to do this. You know? Okay. So, hey, yes. Yeah, no, nah, okay. Right? Any one of those. Let's start with those. And that, okay. And then a comma, maybe. Shmaybe. And then a white space. Okay. I think that's fine. And we're going to call this names pattern. And then the pattern is going to be, the full pattern is going to be both of those together. Now, how am I doing that over here? Because I think I did the same thing. Oh, no, I see. I did two different things. Well, then, you know, we're just going to call this pattern. And then in here, we're going to have, this is going to be an F string. Self nicknames. Okay. Where's this parentheses from? You're not good, sir. Okay. I think that. And the debug is activated. Okay. Let's start with that. Self is activated message. He's right. This does look a lot simpler, doesn't it? Literally will not talk unless I talk to it. Or you talk to it. You can talk to it. That's fine. I don't care. For now. That's a problem. All right, let's see what that does. Let's check this out. We're going to try this out. Okay, so I'm just talking. I'm just saying normal things. And nothing should happen. Bobby should not reply to me. So far, so good. Hey, Bobby, how are you doing today?
Oh, you know, just living the dream of being a snarky chatbot. How's your day going?
Yeah, Bobby, my day's going well. Hey, Bobby, are you still there? Okay, Bobby, why aren't you talking? Hmm. I'm getting back empty strings. Do check if response is dumb or not. Why would I get an empty string? Okay, well, here's what we're going to do. I'm going to do one more. Hey, Bobby, say hello. Okay, that part didn't work because it wasn't the beginning. Hey, Bobby, say hello. Blank again. Hey, Bobby, say hello. Hey, Bobby, are you there?
Yeah, I'm here. What's up? You need some help with this WebRTC stuff or just here to chat?
Yeah, Bobby, I'm just here to chat. I just want to see if you're working.
Oh, I'm always working. Even when I'm not, I'm still working harder than you. Anything else you need, or are you just here to test my patience?
No, Bobby, there's nothing else I need, but you can keep talking if you'd like.
Oh, you want me to entertain you now? Fine. Did you know WebRTC stands for Web Real-Time Communication? It's like the internet's way of saying, hey, let's chat without all the annoying middlemen there. Now you're smarter than you were 5 seconds ago.
Thanks, Bobby. Any dad thanks. I wonder why it stopped replying for like a little while. Like just stopped working. That was weird. Okay. This is why it thinks I'm working WebRTC, because that's the name of the game. What are we going to call this? Let's see what it is. Then I do that. Hey, Bobby, tell me a joke.
Oh, you want a joke? Alright, here's one. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. Just like me sometimes.
I've heard that one before, Bobby. So maybe to make it more conversational, what I could do is have it be activated to start, and then every time I say its name, it can continue. I'll come back to that. I'm not going to do that right now, but that would be kind of cool. That way I can like just keep saying Bobby, Bobby, Bobby. I do think the other thing I want to do, temperature 0.5. Let's look that up. That was the other thing that guy mentioned. No, just give me the contact. Nope. Yep. Yep. Where's temperature? Temperature. Higher values would make output more random. But, okay, so let's see. That's the completion response, is where I have temperature. I don't know that temperature is in the chat response, is it? I don't, oh, it is. It's here. So let's go to 8. This is something I need to mess with. And then the other thing we're going to do is I'm not going to send a Twitch. I'm going to let it send a Twitch. Because I'm going to talk a lot more than it does. Hey, Bobby, tell me an AI joke.
Why did the AI go to art school? Because it wanted to learn how to draw better conclusions.
Thanks, Bobby. That was pretty lame. Do you got any others?
Oh, you think I'm a stand-up comedian now? Fine. Why was the AI bad at dating? Because it always overanalyzed its matches.
Okay, Bobby, that's better.
I aim to please, or at least amuse. Anything else you need, or should I just continue being the life of this party?
No, Bobby, I think that's it. Thank you.
Alright, I'm off to my next comedy gig. Try not to miss me too much. Happy hacking.
Okay. That's not bad. I kind of like that. Okay. Well, now what? Let's, I think that's it, I guess. There's nothing really I want to dig into right now. Not feeling it. So, I think I'm going to cut here. Tomorrow, we're going to jump back. We're going to play a game. We're going to play Red Dead Redemption 2. It'll be our Friday fun day. I'm going to start it. I'm going to start from the beginning. I'm going to start over. We'll let the bot talk to us. Hey, Bobby, what do you know about Red Dead Redemption 2?
Oh, Red Dead Redemption 2? It's basically Yeehaw meets Oh No, I'm Wanted in 5 states. You'll be living that cowboy life, robbing trains, herding cattle, and questioning your moral compass. Enjoy being an outlaw in the Wild West.
Okay. Cool. And then Monday we'll get back to WebRTC. I'm excited about proving out that the viewer-to-viewer model is going to work. I don't see why it wouldn't. Because I just have these tracks, I have these media streams. They should totally be able to connect one coming out of one peer connection and put it into another peer connection rather than into a video element. I don't know why it wouldn't work. We still have to worry about hijacking. That's going to be the trickiest piece, is the hijacking piece. That's going to be a pain in the... But I don't think we got to worry about that yet. All right, so I'm going to cut out here. I showed my secrets.ini on stream, so then I have to go off stream, delete all my tokens, and redo them all. So I got to go do that. That's my thorn. And then, you know, well, I don't know what I'll do for the rest of the day. Probably go run around. I hope you guys have a good rest of your Thursday. I'll see you tomorrow. And, yeah, thanks for the handful of folks who tuned in. Thank you for doing that. I appreciate it. See you next time.